Hello Dojo, this is Forum and this is going to be a quick video on how to bomb. Now a couple important things before we get started. First is if an enemy fleet has come to GE, do not bomb the fleet if we're forming up to fight them because that's just going to ruin the fight for both them and us. Second, do not try to bomb if you cannot fit or cannot use a covert ops cloak. You will most likely die before you even get your bomb off, and you'll also run the risk of decloaking your fellow bombers. Thirdly, use electron bombs only. I'll explain more in detail later, but you have to coordinate damage types of your bombs with your fellow bombers, and the standard for Brave is electron. Now a quick look at the fit. For bombers, there's really only two modules that you have to have. The first is a bomb launcher, and the second is a covert ops cloak. Every other module that you fit is going to help you move around faster or escape in case you do get caught, or add a little bit of tank or whatever. They're not technically important to the bombing. Now, the Covert Ops Cloak, like all other cloaks in the game, cannot be activated if you're within 2,000 meters of anything. This is buildings, ships, depots, items, wrecks, whatever. So if I try to activate it right now, right after I undock, you'll see it says I'm within 2,000 meters of the Citadel and I cannot cloak. So I'm going to warp off to one of my tacks. With a CovOps cloak, you can cloak mid-warp, and you're usually going to want to do that. You do not want to land on grid uncloaked, because then you'll give away your position. So, when you launch the bomb, if you hover over the module, you can see a red circle appear in space. This circle indicates the area that the bomb is going to explode in. When you hit the bomb is going to release from your ship in the direction that your ship is moving at a set speed. With regular damage bombs, it's going to move 30 kilometers away. It's going to take 12 seconds to move, and then it's going to explode in a 15-kilometer radius. So you can see from my ship's location here, the center of that red sphere is 30 kilometers away, and the red sphere has a 15K radius. Everything within that radius will be damaged by your bomb unless it is destroyed. The other type of bomb besides damage bombs that you might try to use are focused void bombs. These don't actually do any damage, but they suck a huge amount of cap from everything that is within the explosion radius, which is a lot smaller. Generally, you will only use these on capital ships, and you will only use them in coordinated bombing runs, and you will only use them when the FC tells you to. Do not launch these willy-nilly because you might suck the cap out of an ally, and if you hit a subcap with it, you'll completely drain all of their caps. Now there are a couple ways that the bomb might not go off after you launch it. The first is if it touches an object in space, that is physically the bomb itself before it explodes, comes in contact with a gate, a ship, a wreck, anything, it will be destroyed, it will not do any damage, and you will not get any notifications about it. The second way that the bomb won't go off is if you die, the bomb will continue to float into space. Once it reaches its maximum distance, it will just disappear. So after you launch your bomb, you have to survive until the bomb explodes in order for it to do anything. The bomb can also be defender missiled. This is a special module that usually destroyers will fit that will just target and destroy any bomb within its radius. So you'll have to watch out for that. Sometimes if an enemy fleet has defenders, you want to coordinate and launch multiple bombs at once so they can't destroy all of them. The last way that a bomb can be destroyed is if it's destroyed by other bombs. Now, each bomb type has extreme resistance to its own damage type. The electron bomb takes very, very little EM damage, but it still does take a little bit. So if you launch an electron bomb and then someone else launches a different type of damage bomb, their bomb will instantly destroy yours if theirs explodes first. This is why you have to coordinate damage types so you don't destroy each other's bombs. Even if you all launch EM bombs, however, each bomb can only take 6 or 7 explosions from similar damage types before they die as well. So if you want to launch more than 6 bombs at a fleet, you have to coordinate it so they don't all explode at once. Now I'm going to do a quick bombing run, and that'll be it for the video. You'll notice that currently I am 50 kilometers off of this gate. That is outside of the bomb range, but you generally want to be a little farther than your range because you're going to be aligning towards the direction you want to launch it, and so that means you will move a little bit. Now, after you launch the bomb, you're going to want to warp out, obviously, so you survive. Far, far off in the distance over here, 580 kilometers away, I have a warp out tack. You have to make sure that this tack is in line with your beginning tack and your target. So if you align to your tack out here, as soon as you launch your bomb, you can warp off and then cloak back up and watch your bomb explode. The reason that this tack is so far off is that 500 kilometers rather, is a magical number with regards to bubbles. If there is a bubble between you and your warp off point that is closer than 500 meters, you will get caught by the bubble. You cannot warp to it. However, if it's farther than 500 meters away, then even if this gate, for example, was bubbled, I can launch my bomb and immediately warp away and just completely ignore the bubble. So now I'm about 28 off the gate, and you'll notice that my tacks are burned so that my bomb does not directly touch the Victor 3 gate. If there were ships on that gate right now, I'm going to decloak, launch my bomb, and immediately warp off to the warp off point. This leaves me basically invulnerable. They will not have time to lock me before I launch my bomb, and I'll have warped off after I launch it. You'll see I did 0 damage to the gate, 0 damage to that NPC there. Obviously you can't destroy gates or anything, or NPCs, but you'll know that your bomb did go off successfully. Also note that launching a bomb will give you a 1-minute aggression timer, whether or not you hit anything, whether or not you kill anything. That's pretty much it for bombs. Hope you learned something, and look forward to seeing you on the fleets.